Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Colleen. I'm with Shine On Yoga. I have Chai Cat here with us today. And if you hear any whining, that is Fritz. He is currently locked out of the room and he's whining at her. So apologies. So today, I know the last few weeks we've had some really strong, longer practices. Today we're going to dial it back down a little bit. We're going to do a super just low to the ground practice that is mainly going to focus on stretching. You don't need to have any yoga experience. You don't need to have any props. But if you would like some props, I always recommend blocks, bolsters, and blankets. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're just going to start out in a nice comfortable seat of your choice. You can choose what this looks like for you and how this feels in your body. If you'd like to sit up on something, you can sit up on a folded towel or a blanket or maybe even a pillow. I recommend that if you have knees that are a little sensitive. Sometimes elevating your hips can help. So once you found your comfortable seat, we're going to take a moment just to breathe and to set our pin down. Maybe you were running around before this, maybe you were working. Depending on what your day is like so far, we can just keep on going, but we're going to take this moment just to slow down. So as we come into our practice, just take nice long inhales, filling up the belly and the lungs, and long, slow, extended exhales out through the mouth or nose, yogi's choice. Long, extended inhales, really filling up the belly, and it's okay if that belly expands. I know, especially if you're in the West, we can be quite sensitive about our bellies and not wanting to expand them, but it helps with the breathing. So try to inhale and really fill up that belly without making judgments about yourself or your body. And then as you exhale, maybe exhale a little bit longer than what feels normal to you. We just want to make sure to get any of that old stagnant air out. And while we're breathing, just let those shoulder blades relax down the back. Relax the muscles of the face. Let your jaw release. Let's go ahead and take one more big inhale together. And then exhale, let's let it go. If you happen to close down your eyes, you can blink them back open to the room around you. We're going to go ahead and transition to all fours. We're going to warm up the spine a little bit, just kind of stretch that out. This is one of my favorite moves. If you've been with me a while, you know cat-cow is one of my favorites. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're going to break it down. So first we're going to come into a nice tabletop position, hands underneath your shoulders, knees in line with your hips back, nice and straight from tail to crown. And as we inhale, we're going to drop those lower ribs down. We're going to lift up the tail, lift up our chest, look forward. We're going to feel a nice big stretch through our front body. And then exhale, we're going to round through the spine, drop the head, drop the tail, really press away from your mat, feeling a nice big stretch. And this is cat pose. Inhaling, we'll drop it back down, coming into cow, feeling that nice stretch. And then as we exhale, round the spine into cat, feeling that nice stretch on the back body. Let's do one more round. So we'll inhale, coming into cow, exhaling, coming into cat. And after that last exhale, we'll go ahead and bring it to neutral. Look down at your hands. We're gonna walk them one hand print in front of where they were. So it's gonna be out a little bit. Tuck those toes under, take a nice big inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're gonna lift those knees up off the mat, straight through the legs, press back through the hands, let those heels grow heavy, let your head and neck grow heavy. And we're in downward facing dog. We're gonna bend one knee and then the other, just getting some movement into those calf muscles. This is called walking the dog. If you are moving, we'll bring that to stillness. Go ahead and let those heels grow heavy, press away from the mat. We'll take a moment here just to breathe. Wherever you're at, go ahead and lower those knees to the mat. You can untuck the toes if you'd like. And from here, look down at your hands. We're going to replace our hands with our forearms. And I'm going to walk forward a little bit so that way I don't run out of room here. But from here, we're going to go into something called puppy pose. If you have sensitive knees at all, maybe grab a blanket or a towel to pad your knees, because this can be a little bit irritating on people's knees. But we're going to come down onto our forearms. Shoulders are going to be stacked in line with your elbows here. And then from here, we're just going to walk our knees back until you can start to mount your head and your chest to the mat. If it doesn't touch, that's okay. This is a really big stretch through your chest. So we'll take a moment here just to breathe, feeling that stretch in through the armpit area. And after that last exhale, look at your hands, and we're going to go ahead and come forward. Imagine you're just sliding under a fence here. We're going to keep our arms and legs where they are, and we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So we're on our bellies, we're just lifting up, kind of almost in a cobra. We're on top of our shoelaces for our feet here. Imagine the Sphinx in Egypt. We're kind of embodying that vibe here. So we'll just breathe for a moment. Really opening up through our chest muscles, our throat. And from here, we'll go ahead and release. Go ahead and press yourself back up to all fours. We're gonna come to find our seat again. So what I like to do is just walk my knees up, sit back on my knees, swing the legs to one side. However you choose to get here is perfectly fine with me. Just make sure you're not injuring yourself. All right, once we are on our seat, go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. If you would like, you can use a bolster or a pillow or blankets or just whatever you have around to kind of bring your legs up to you if you need. If you don't have anything like that around you, I'll show you a different variation. So we're going to start out, go ahead and bend those knees in, heels on the mat. On an inhale, let's reach up towards the sky, feeling a nice big stretch through our body. And then as we exhale, we're going to forward fold and reach towards your feet. Now maybe you reach your feet, maybe you don't. Maybe you just grab the ankles, maybe it's the back of the legs today, maybe it's your calf muscles. Wherever you land is perfectly fine. So figure out where that is for you. Try and keep some length in your back here. And then if you are able to grab your feet here, if you're feeling pretty good here, go ahead and start to try to straighten those legs and go into the fold a little bit more. Now, initially you're going to work to get your nose towards your knees. Again, I know that is not doable in everybody's body, and that's okay. This is where you can use props, or you can adjust your body to where you are able to get some benefit from that position. So go ahead and play with it. Find your best seated forward fold, and we're going to take a moment here just to breathe and to stretch out any tight hamstrings. After a few minutes of breathing, or a few moments of breathing, we'll go ahead and rise back up. And in that position, if you were breathing and you were down a little bit lower, you should have felt some resistance between your belly and your thighs. That's good. We want to feel that. We want those big belly breaths. All right, I'm going to start with my left foot. You can start with your right foot, but for camera purposes, I'm going to do my left foot first. So we're going to leave our right leg extended. Left leg is going to come in towards our midline. From here, I'm going to take my right arm and just wrap it around that left knee. Left fingers are going to come around behind me. On an inhale, we'll sit up nice and straight and tall. And then on the exhale, we'll go ahead and twist towards the left. Now, some might be good here. If you'd like to push it a little bit or have a little different stretch, and this is good in your body, you can take your right elbow and hook it around that left knee for a little bit of a deeper twist. But if this does not feel good in your body, go back to the rack with your arm. We'll take a moment here just to breathe, feeling that stretch through the body. One more big inhale. And then exhale, we'll return to center. Stretch that left leg out, give it a shake, and then we'll go to the other side. So right knee will bend, and then we'll either take our left arm around that knee, or you can hook it. Yogi's choice. Make sure you're sitting up nice and straight and tall. Keep breathing here. Don't push yourself into the twist too much. We want to avoid injury. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll return to center. Go ahead and let that leg stretch out long and away. Maybe give it a shake. And I'm going to turn towards all of my lovely people here today. Next pose is going to really open up our hips a lot. We're going to stretch those out. Again, this may look different for everybody. If you want to use props, you can have some blocks nearby or anything that can bring the ground up to you. But we're going to go into a cobbler's pose, and we're going to do another variation of this in a moment. But for now, we're just going to go with traditional. And we're going to take the soles of our feet, and we're going to bring them together. Knees are going to be stretched out on either side. I've been doing this a long time. My hips are quite open, so I'm able to have my knees go down to the mat. Yours may not look like this, and that is okay. If this feels uncomfortable to you, get your props, bring them underneath your knees. That way you have a little bit more support. If you don't have blocks, if you have nothing nearby, then instead of having your feet clear in towards your midline, push those feet out away, creating more of a diamond shape with your legs. And that will relieve some of that pressure on your hips. So go ahead and choose your position. You can give yourself a little foot massage if you're here with me. You can just clasp your hands around your feet. Whatever feels good to you. We're just going to sit up nice and straight and tall. Take a couple breaths here. If you'd like to walk it down a little bit more, you can. If you need more more of a stretch, you can even come down onto your hands. If you are in a forward fold with me, we'll go ahead and rise back up. From here, we're going to go ahead and release the pose. We're going to come down onto our backs. So we'll go ahead and roll down. I'm going to have a block nearby me. Keep your feet firmly planted on the mat, knees bent. Go ahead and snuggle those shoulder blades underneath your heart center. Imagine you're a baby bear scratching its back on a tree. Walk your feet up towards those glute muscles. And when you're ready, we're going to start to peel our tailbone up off the mat, really pressing through the heels, coming into a bridge pose. Now, if you already know bridge pose is not for you, you can take your block that you have here or any other prop, and you can bring it right below your sacrum. So that's kind of where your tailbone meets those glute muscles. And you can come into a more reclined bridge position. Once you're in your bridge position, bring your chest to your chin and then your chin to the sky to elongate your neck muscles. And then your hands can be on either side of your body, or maybe you interlace the fingers and walk those shoulder blades a little bit closer together. So you have lots of different options. Take a moment to get into your best bridge position. And once you're there, we'll take a moment here just to breathe and to stretch everything out. We'll take one more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll lower it all down. And take a breath. All right. We're going to do that variation of the cobbler's pose that we did before. So again, if you need any props, make sure they're close by. Let's walk the feet in together, really together. And then from here, we're going to keep the soles of our feet together and let our knees fall open to either side of the mat. Coming in again to that cobbler's pose, but this time we're just lying down. Hands can be resting on the body, maybe a hand on the heart, a hand on the belly, whatever feels good to you. Take a moment here to breathe. And then since we're already laying down, go ahead and stretch one leg out long and away, and then the other leg out long and away. Let those hands come out at your sides. We're going to move into our final posture of our practice today, which is Shavasana, or the corpse pose. If you like to use any props for Shavasana, you can go ahead and get yourself set up with that. Otherwise, we're just going to let the body take a moment to relax a little bit further before we continue on with our day. So if it feels safe in your body, you can close down the eyes. If not, maybe just soften your gaze. And we're going to take a quiet moment here just to thank our bodies and ourselves for showing up on the mat today. I am going to go quiet momentarily, just so that you have some time with yourself and your thoughts and your body. But know that I'm here, I'm holding space for you, and I will guide you out of this final posture momentarily. If you would like to stay in Shavasana, then stay as long as time allows. If you need to continue on with your day, then slowly start to deepen your breaths. When you feel ready, we'll start placing one foot on the mat and then the other. As you do this, maybe wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Start bringing some life back into your body. From here, I invite you to roll over to your favorite side. We're going to come into a little fetal position. Let your bottom arm be your pillow here for just a moment. We'll take a few breaths. Finally, when you're ready, we'll go ahead and press ourselves up to a nice comfortable seat. Bring your head and neck up last. If your eyes are still closed, you can blink them open to the room around you. So I know that was a super quick practice today. It was really just more focused on stretching out our bodies. We've been doing a lot of work on them the last few weeks, so just giving them a chance to recover and reset. I will be back next week with a brand new practice, so I hope to see you guys there, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste.